We are back with another full breakdown Twitter analysis video, and let me tell you right now, I had the opportunity to check this video already, and this is another one of those videos where you have these tethers, and yes, I said it, in the diaspora thinking that they better than black people. But I want y'all to check how this black man right here who's interviewing these two women, more so this one than anything, she's just a tag along, about certain things and how he checked the hell out of her after she almost immediately came in with her anti-FBA rhetoric. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it all the way through, and then I'm gonna go back and break down, because some people get upset because I, do the stop and go thing. I'm not gonna say no names, but they know who they are.
I'm from London, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Who's smarter, Americans?
Definitely not. No.
Really?
Black people don't even know what country they come from. I said black people down there don't even know what country they come from.
So what country you come from?
Me, a few. I'm African and Caribbean.
Where were you born?
Here.
So if your kids are born here, where are they from?
No.
Huh?
From London, but ethnic.
Hold on, ethnically don't matter. After four,
It does. That's what we mean. Americans, they're born there.
but isn't that ignorant to say it? When
No.
you, hold on. Hold on, you're white, girl. Calm down.
No, I'm Arab.
You still white. It's calm down.
No, but that's what I'm trying to.
So you think that was a choice?
Well, if they decided to ask their mum where they're from,
My mom was born in America.
well, she should at least know.
My grandmother was born in America.
She should at least know.
How? Slavery was a crazy thing. Do you think that was a choice?
Of course not.
So how can you say that? Like, seriously, how can you say that though? Like,
Yeah, but we know the few countries we're from. At least in America, they don't know anything. They just say they're from like California or somewhere. They don't
but
know.
hold on, after 5 or 6 generations and building up America, don't you think we own America? That's our home.
Well,
Would there be an America if there weren't black people there?
I don't think that matters.
It does matter, because without black people in America, there's no America.
I don't know.
It's true.
Okay, but like, calmly, all Americans are just dumber.
How?
If I show you a flag right now, you won't be able to tell me what that is.
Who cares what flag it is? Fine, you're dumber. You're dumber. Dumber. How many holes does a straw have?
2, 1.
Enough said. Enough said. Enough said. Huh? They're dumber.
Okay, so y'all heard the whole thing right there, so we're going to go back and run it down again. I'm sure some of y'all are looking at this video right now in the comment section in this chat and like, huh? Because it's so much to pick apart with this video, and we about to do it right now. So we're going to start it at the beginning. So this man, like I said, he's an American. He's a FBA in America. He has a TikTok named Adonis Crash Boom. And he literally chewed these girls up at every angle. Like, there was no coming back from this.
London, right? Yeah. All right, so let me ask you a question. Who's smarter, Americans?
Definitely not. No.
So he asked the question already. He said, who's smarter, Americans or, and before he could even say those in London, the white girl immediately had this thing of, oh, hell no, Americans are dumb. But peep what the black girl immediately comes back with. Now, mind you, he didn't mention anything about race. He said Americans.
Really?
black people don't even know what country they come from.
She said black people don't even know what country they're coming from. That is coming from the black. Well, apparently she's separate from us. This comes from the non-FBA tether. She said black people don't even know where they come from. Again, he didn't mention anything about race. He mentioned America as an establishment, as the country America, the United States of America. But she immediately mentioned black people don't even know where they come from. So she literally tacked black people, as if she's not black herself, to America. Again, this is two different worlds we're dealing with here.
I said black people down there don't even know what country they come from.
So what country you come from?
Me, a few. I'm African and Caribbean.
Here's how dumb she is. He asked her, what country does she come from? She says a few. She said African and Caribbean. What? Last time I checked, African or Africa is not a country. It is a continent with countries in it. She said Caribbean. Caribbean is not a country. It's a different It's a makeup of different nations. You have Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Aruba, Dominican Republic, Haiti, Panama. Like, pick one. Which one would you fall into? She named masses of area masses and a whole continent when he asked for a country. And you can only come from one of those places. Like, what country were you born in? African and Caribbean would not fit. So what is she talking about? He literally knew, he probably knew he had her right there. This is only 15 seconds into the video.
Where were you born?
Here.
So if your kids are born here, where are they from?
Got her. She had to think about that. You African and Caribbean, but you were born in London. That was the answer to the initial question you should have gave. You should, when he asked what country are you from, you should have said London. You could have said you had roots from these different places, from a country in Africa, or from roots from a place in the Caribbean. But to say the African in the Caribbean when he asked for a country, that was a very incorrect statement or response to give. And when he came back with her, they had to cue on the Jeopardy music because he had her. He knew he had her. And that's not the first time, as y'all already saw, that he caught her in a trap.
From London, but ethnic.
Hold on, ethnically don't matter. After four,
He does. That's what we mean. Americans, they're born there.
but that
Notice the white girl tried to save her and she didn't really do a good job with that.
isn't that ignorant to say it? Hold on. You're white girl. Calm down.
I'm glad he checked her too, because he wasn't talking to her. See, the thing is, this thing could have stuck solely on just the initial question he asked about who's, like, smart, or like who's dumber, who's smarter, when he said Americans. But when the black girl, well, the one who claims that she's African and Caribbean, said that black people don't even know where they come from, she turned it into a race thing. Now, that might be shocking to some people because you would probably expect the white girl to have done that, but no, her melanated, sidekick did it. And that's how it turned into a race thing. And I'm glad he was able to keep the conversation going, because it's almost like he had backup, because he probably didn't even expect the conversation to go in that direction. But she took it there. So now he's adding on to it and making them trip up over their arguments even more.
You still white.
Look, she said, "Whoa, I am." Like, what, have you never been told you was a white girl? That lets me know, this gives me a glance of how it is over in London. And I have some subscribers who live over in, the UK. They allude to that as much down into the comment section. I really want their take on it. To those who live in London, to my subscribers who live in London, can you please tell me what the atmosphere is like over there? Is it like this? For a lot of the melanated individuals over there, is it like this? Can you tell me that in the comment section or in the chat if you're watching it right now? I would greatly appreciate it.
Right. Calm down.
And the white girl, she felt some type of way because she got shushed by this black man. You look at her face. Look at it. She had to pull that smile, like, let me bite my tongue, or let me bite this upper lip, and turn to the side and smile without saying something I'll regret. You go ahead and you do that.
No, but that's what I'm trying to.
So you think that was a choice?
Well, if they decided to ask their mum where they're from,
My mom was born in America.
well, she should at least know.
My grandmother was born in America.
She should at least know.
How?
What is she talking about? She should at least know. That's how you know she's just babbling at this point. She shot herself in the foot and she's bleeding out right now. She's literally dying right now. And like I said, she put herself in that position because she thought she would. Remember, they thought Americans were dumb. They came out and said Americans are dumb, and here they are getting checked and hard by an American. And she said black people don't even know where to come from. Like I said right there, she attributed black people, niggas, to America. And when she said Americans are dumb, she was saying niggas are dumb. But who's the dumb one right now? Again, let them talk long enough and they will tell on themselves every single time.
Wow. Slavery was a crazy thing. Do you think that was a choice?
Of course not.
How can you say that? Like, seriously.
Yeah, and they thought it was funny. Good thing. I'm glad that I saw that caption. Like when he mentioned about slavery, why did they laugh? Why did they look at each other and chuckle? Again, didn't go what we went through, but you're going to sit there and laugh like that was funny and then say that it was, you know, it wasn't a choice or it wasn't a good thing, but laugh. But get upset when we talk about reparations. He should have asked her about that.
How can you say that though? Like,
Yeah, but we know the like few countries we're from. At least in America, they don't know anything. They just say they're from like California or.
Why did she mention California? Who has she been talking to? Who has she been talking to? Because black people are from all over. If you want to condense into just the America, it's not just black people in California. I'm surprised she didn't go with the usual spots, such as Chicago, or Baltimore, or Memphis, or Atlanta, or pick a borough in New York. I'm surprised she didn't say any of that. She mentioned California. Again, these are the people in this is an example. This is just one example of several, unfortunately.
Or somewhere.
but hold on. After 5 or 6 generations and building up America, don't you think we own America? That's our home.
Well,
Would there be an America if there weren't black people there?
I don't think that matters.
Again, she inserts herself in this, almost like she's trying to save her friend, but she can't even do that. And she was like, it doesn't, basically saying it doesn't matter. Let me run that back. Because he's owning, like I said, he's owning both of them. She can't respond to nothing.
America, that's our home.
But we're the dumb ones, right?
well,
Would there be an America if there weren't black people there?
I don't think.
She wants to say yes, but her pride and ego is not going to allow her to say it. So her white friend, who doesn't know she's white, apparently either, comes in and tries to interject, and she doesn't even make it any better.
I think that matters.
It does matter because without black people in America, there's no America.
Exactly. And here's the crazy part. In London, that's pretty much damn near all lily white. One could argue that London doesn't need black people in it. If you want to make that argument, considering their overwhelming population of PC individuals. But when it comes to America, well, the US anyway, I would say that the black population in America super exceeds the black population in London by far. I think America, outside of the continent and even parts of South America, I think America might have the third largest black population outside of those two places. Of course, the continent being the number one.
I don't know.
It's true.
Okay, but like, commonly, you know, all Americans are just dumber.
And this white girl keeps coming back and saying that commonly Americans are just dumber. He just spent the last minute and a half flaming both of you, making you literally have to eat your own words. But again, that pride and ego will not allow them to realize that they are wrong. And again, the only reason race got brought up is because this one right here brought it up when she didn't even have to, but she did.
How?
Which lets you know this is how they think of black people here. They probably had endless conversations. They probably look at all these videos. They probably see all this stuff all over the media. That's why I say the media is a wicked thing. They see all this stuff and then they automatically put in their minds that black people are dumb, or black people in America are dumb. And then they come over or they see us and think that they're better. But this guy right here checked both of them and he did it without breaking a sweat. And they still, this one keeps bringing up Americans are dumber.
If I show you a flag right now, you won't be able to tell me what that is.
Huh? She said, if I show you a flag right now, you wouldn't be able to tell me what it is. See, now she's moving the goalpost. That goalpost is now moved from inside of the stadium and is now residing in the parking lot. What does bringing up a flag and him knowing what a country flag supposed to do to this argument? That means nothing. So if he brought up an image of a flag and he didn't know what it was, that just means that he's dumb. because he's American. Americans are dumb. Like, what is this? That her bringing up a flag that had no basis of what the discussion was about. That made no sense whatsoever.
Who cares what flag it is? Fine.
See, now they trying to make an argument because when he said, who cares what flag it is, they like, see, you just proved that point. Americans are dumber. These two ditzy broads. Okay.
Dumber? You're dumber? A dumber? How many holes does a straw have?
Boom. But we're dumb. He said, how many holes does a straw have? She says 2.
1.
Enough.
Exactly. Enough said. A straw has 1 hole with 2 openings. 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. But it's 1 hole in and out. If you look through the hole of a straw, you see the other hole, you see the opening or the close opening at the other end, but it's the same. It's just 1 hole. If a straw had 2 holes in it, it would be an ineffective straw, meaning it would be useless. Like you would be using a straw and whatever you're drinking will probably come out of the sides. It would be a ineffective, like I said, an ineffective straw. But we're dumber. Shout out to this dude, this guy right here, who's his name, Adonis Crash Boom, for doing this. It didn't even, like I said, it didn't even have to go this far. But this one right here in the gray hoodie made it a race thing when she brought it up and then schooled both of them. And the thing is, he actually took it pretty light on them. He took it relatively light on both of them. But he didn't have to go in that hard to prove his point. They just made themselves appear more dumber than they actually are. And she right here realized it at the end when he asked her the question about how many holes does a straw have, and she said 2.